Right, the first thing is we have the basic parts. As you can see, this is not edited or anything. Okay, well, you can see the basic part. I haven't got a spring in this one at the moment, but we don't need it to show you what I think the problem may be. So we've got this part here. Here's a screw it's got a shoulder on, as you can see where my fingernail is. And then I've got the part which I call the cam. Now the screw should drop into there quite nice, easily. And then if you hold the black cam and hold the screw, you should be able to rotate it, pulling it down quite easily. There should be no binding whatsoever. And then keeping your finger pushed on there, if you turn it over, you should see that there's a slight raised lip or boss or whatever you want to call it of the actual silver stud, which sits, as you can see if I draw it, there we are, if I sideways you can see it just sits proud. Now then, when that part is tightened into here, the part that you saw proud, the silver, should sit, let's get it in the light, there we are, should sit onto, I'll point it with this, onto this surface here. Now if you over tighten it, then that boss on the silver screw will dig into this area here and will then cause the black part, this here, to actually be forced down and to bind onto there. So that's the major problem which I think you may have, is that perhaps you've over tightened it, and because of that, this part here, when it goes in too far and actually ends up clamping this part, which means that as you then rotate this part to take the cover off, in fact what you're doing is you're rotating this screw part instead of just this part. To check that, what you can do is, without putting any nuts, bolts, springs, balls or anything else in there, just insert that part and that part. Don't worry about a cover for the moment. Push them into there, and then if you just hold the silver with your thumb pushing it down, the outer part should be, or almost just spin very, very freely. And then if you then add the rubber O-ring and the nut on there, and then tighten that up, just nip it, then when it's nipped, you should still be able to freely rotate, bearing in mind that you don't have any actual balls in there at the moment to make it click backwards and forwards. Hopefully that explains it a little bit more. I don't know what else to suggest, I'm afraid.